Welcome to Midcard Maniacs. I'm Jay.
And I'm John.
And today's good idea, bad idea. Is it a good idea for Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott to reunite to create the Riott Squad?
Yep. Right off the bat, this is a bad idea, mainly because Sarah Logan is no longer with the company, and that is the third member of the Riott Squad. It's just weird to make this a storyline when you don't have the original members. It's like if Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns did a Shield reunion, it's just not right without Dean Ambrose. There's so much wrong with the direction that they have with Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott that this is just a bad idea on paper and in the ring.
I totally agree, simply because we've seen Liv start to rise on her own. She was getting a really good singles push, even through Elimination Chamber, which I think people thought she would do a lot better. Unfortunately, Shayna Baszler they were pushing her for a minute and stopped that. But Liv Morgan, her revitalization, going from the Riott Squad and coming back almost like a Scarlett Bordeaux. There's a lot of build up to her being a different character. From almost 8 months of tweeting of just very obscure, cryptic things, to trickling out promo packages of her changing and being herself and coming into her own, only to be deduced back to what she came into the company as. I think that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, there was a big hiccup with the relationship angle with Lana and Rusev and Bobby Lashley, which everyone cringed at right out the gate. But they got rid of that really quickly, and they started to push Liv in a great direction.
And on the other side of the coin, when we're talking about Ruby Riott's character, I think with this storyline and them reuniting is also a bad idea because Ruby Riott doesn't need Liv. In fact, I think a better feud for Ruby Riott would have been her versus Peyton Royce and having Billie Kay be Peyton's manager, because both women are very talented in the ring, and I think having Billie Kay step aside and be more of a mouthpiece and letting Peyton do the wrestling and having that sympathy for Ruby, you just build new stars which can go on and maybe go for the title or just have different storylines, and then let Liv do her own thing, which is what everybody wants to see.
Right. There's so many opportunities for single stars, but I feel that women in general, from promotion to promotion, aren't given enough of a chance in the ring, so they feel like we need to throw tag teams together so that we can get more women on TV. And I don't think that's necessarily the right route. And I think that's the way WWE is going here. What I would have loved to see is Shotzi and Ruby get together, not only because they have green hair, but mainly so. They were promoting some fashion stuff, and I was like, wow, these two would be fantastic together. And it wouldn't detract from Shotzi, and it only builds on Ruby and allows Liv to go in the direction that it seemed that she was going. It seemed like Liv was going straight to the top, to be honest. The way that they were building her, and now it seems like Ruby is going to hold her back. And that's not to say that Ruby Riott is a bad wrestler. I think they're both fantastic in the ring. I would arguably say that Ruby Riott is a better wrestler just because she has more experience, and I've seen her in places like Shine and Shimmer.
Yeah, because Liv, she is young. There's tons of growth and tons of potential with her. It's just, you don't want to have her constantly be in this tag team and only known as being a member of the Riott Squad.
And that's how it was. And she did a few things back in the day to separate herself from Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott, even if it was accidental by coming out with a blue tongue once, because she was sucking on a sucker backstage. And then all of a sudden, she's become this kind of viral hit amongst younger girls that all are representing the blue tongue. She made a brand for herself, and then she was almost forced to pull it back and then rethink of her brand, her own brand. I know that they can do great things together, but I would rather see them do things on their own or with Ruby Riott in a different situation.
This reunion is not going to benefit either wrestler even if you have them go on a run and capture the women's tag titles, it doesn't do either character any justice for what they could be doing as single stars. And I just think it's a bad idea.
What'd you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Like this video. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with everything Midcard Maniacs.